Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today I am doing a favorite shelf. So I have been kind of organizing my books a little weird lately, and I'm finally getting into okay, how do we organize this? What's going on? So we are going to do a favorite shelf. Now, I'm not exactly sure where to put it. I'm either going to put it up here or on this shelf right here, just so it's kind of, you know, where I want it to be. It's not going to go over here, but that's okay. So my bookshelves are actually pretty organized. Not by author, though. I really had to fix that too. It used to be, but yeah, things got chaotic and they aren't as clear as they could be. But this whole entire bookshelf and these two shelves, that one and that one, well, most of those, not the two front ones yet, or that one. But most of the books on these two shelves are signed books. And then I have two book carts full of books that I have not read yet. And then the rest of this shelf is actually finished books. So yay. And also the rest are also, I actually read them. But I actually did get a new shelf, which is right next to me. You can't see it. Hold on. Okay, please ignore the very weird light here. Okay, that's a little bit better. So we have our bookshelf here, which my mom kindly gave to me after getting a new one. And so, just ignore the papers and the books here. But this is all my signed books by the authors, but they're books that I have not read yet from them. So sometimes, I do end up getting, books at a pretty good price, and I just don't have the time to read them all. So this is my shelf. I actually have 2.5 shelves full of a TBR that these are all signed. So I like that I can have these separated. It just makes everything a lot easier. And my signed books are still all together. So that is a huge, huge help. And so I think I'm going to make, still trying to figure out which shelf I should put them on. I think I'm going to do the top shelf, I think this shelf should be the favorites. And so I think honestly, I keep hitting the stand. I really need to move that leg. I just cut myself off filming, so that's good. I hope that saved. But we're going to make our favorite shelf. I think I'm going to put it up here. Yeah, I think we're going to do this shelf as the favorite shelf. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my favorite books with you. So this is kind of like sharing what are in my top, I would say 20, I guess, of what I own personally. So we're just going to put our top 10 favorites on and hopefully have room for all of our favorites. So let's go ahead and we're going to go through all the shelves, see which one's our favorite, and then I'm actually going to make a pile over on this other bookshelf. I've been filming for 2 hours. Okay, that's a lie, only an hour. But we're going to put a pile here on the bookshelf just so I know, and then we're going to organize it afterwards. Okay, so I actually put a couple books over here, but I just want to see if these are any favorites. That one could be a potential favorite, but I don't know. That could be a potential favorite on the shelf. But When Twilight Breaks by Sarah Sundin. So good, so good. So that has potential. It was 5 stars, so that has potential. Loyally Luke has to be on my favorite shelf. I mean, honestly, I love Luke in general, and that's why I love the Skimar series so much, is because of Luke Edgewood. I love him so much. No wonder Pepper loves him too. Okay, so this top shelf here has Betsy St. Amma, Tacos for Two, which is really good, but it's not an absolute favorite. And then I have a couple of Tessa Afshars. I have Daughter of Rome and Jewel of the Nile. Both really good, but not in my top tier, so that's okay. And then we have all of Miss... I thought I was going to knock something over. All of Misu Andrews' books. Yes, I have her entire collection, minus one novella collection, which I still need. But we're very close to having all of her books. So there are 2 books that stand out to me in Misu Andrews that are my favorites. And one is Love Amid the Ashes by Misu Andrews. This is a biblical fiction on Job. Oh wow, this one was so emotional. I loved it so much. And this is actually I think this was, yeah, this has to be. This is my first signed book. that I ever got. This was about, I would say maybe about 5 years ago or so, maybe 4. It wasn't that long ago. But I texted Misu, who was a lovely lady, and I was like, Love Him to the Ashes is my favorite book. And I asked her, do you have any copies that you could sign? And so I actually bought a copy from her personally, and she was able to send it signed. And it's absolutely my favorite book that I have of hers. And so there's this one, but then I also have In Feast or Famine, which is absolutely like one of my top favorites, In Feast or Famine. And when I actually got to meet her in person, she wrote like an entire book to me, like an entire page. And she was so nice. This is actually after the book signings, like it quieted down. There was nobody around. So I was like, would you personalize? Because I didn't make her personalize all of them. I literally brought her entire stack, minus this one, because this one was already signed. But yeah, so she kindly did that. And In Feast or Famine, I mean, it's a toss-up between these two because I love them both. So these two are definitely going on my favorite shelf. And I can already tell you, I'm probably not going to put When Twilight Breaks on the favorite shelf. I don't know. No, I don't think I'm going to. Not that it's not a good book. It's really good. Okay, so I actually have a little bit more room up here to move stuff around, so yay. But I'm also going to put this book on my favorites. So this book was sent to me by the author, and the second book I don't think is as good as the first book. The first book, oh wow, it was fantastic, and that is The Blameless by E.S. Crispin. No, E.S. Christensen. Why did I say Crispin? I don't know. But E.S. Christensen, and this was fantastic. It was a clean fantasy read. It's a secular middle grade, but like there's like little bit of Christian theme in it, just a little. But I just really, really loved this one. And so I think that's going to go on my favorite shelf. So we're going to put The Blameless on, not the second book. I know it's going to be a little bit more confusing now that maybe series are going to be split up or something. We're going to see what happens. Okay, so the second shelf. Let's see. We have The Beast in the Bethany series by Jack Medja Phillips, which I do love. But are they like favorites? I mean, it is literally one of the only middle grade series that I actually have that I've kept. No, I don't think it is going to be on my favorite shelf. Okay. We're just pretty much going through like all the books pretty much. Let's see. Oh, we have to put this one on. With Every Memory by Janine Roche. Wow, this was so different from any Christian fiction I've ever read in my life. It was fantastic. And that needs to go on the favorite shelf immediately. Okay, what else is going on the favorite shelf? We have Jen Toronto, which I do love, To Spark a Match, which is the second book in the Matchmaker series. But I'm reading the third book right now. And the banter in it is so good. I think it's going to be even better than this one. So I think I'm going to put the third one on my favorite shelf. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'm definitely putting Better Watch Out by Natalie Walters on there. Ooh, wow. What a fun ride for Christmas time. Set in New York City. You can just picture yourself in New York City. It's a phenomenal read. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And I actually did contact her about getting a book plate for it. And actually, I won this actually from Becca Kinzer. Actually, she had a giveaway and she had this book. I was like, I need it. And I actually won it. So that was nice. So that's going on the favorites. Let's see what else we have here. Ooh. Cindy K. Sproul's, all of her books might end up on my favorite shelf because her characters are just so intense. They're so raw and real, and I just love her characters so much. They are unbelievably like my favorite characters of all time. So Coal Black Lies by Cindy K. Sproul's, and also her other book that I read is going on the favorite list or favorite shelf. Okay, this one's really good too. Of Love and Treason by Jamie Ogle. But I remember really, really loving it. But I think honestly, when I think of favorite books, I think of books that like I remember no matter how long it's been, I still remember what it's about, even though I do not remember character names at all. But that is like my reasoning for putting these on the shelf. And this one, I don't really remember all that much after I was done with it. So I don't think I'm going to put it. Okay, and then there's books back here too. Oh. There's just too many, isn't there? This bookshelf, or this one bookshelf is going to have like a ton of books. I just know it. Close to Famous by Joan Bauer. This was the book that helped me fall back into love with contemporary, because I'm not really a contemporary fan. I never used to really enjoy contemporary stories. Like I used to like mystery, sci-fi, fantasy, you know, thrillers, but I just wasn't a fan of contemporaries until I read Close to Famous by Joan Bauer, and so this has to go on the favorite list just for that reason alone. Nobody is surprised about this one, although I haven't really talked about it that much lately, but The Extraordinary Deaths of Mrs. Kipp by Sarah Brunsvold. Yes, it needs to be on here. 100% love it so much. I need this on the list, and unfortunately my copy got ripped. And I don't know what happened, honestly. I think it was in the packaging or something when I got it, and I'm like, no. But this is going on the favorite shelf because Mrs. Kipp, she is faith gold right there. Like, oh, just her faith in God is incredible. Now, I have two Melody Carlson books that could potentially be on the favorite shelf. That's A Quilt for Christmas, which I'm surprised I'm putting another Christmas book on my favorite shelf, and Second Time Around, which was really a surprise for me that I really enjoyed this that much. I really think I should put Second Time Around on there. Maybe I should put both, A Quilt for Christmas and... yeah, let's put both of them, if we have room. Because I don't want to like overstuff. I think I'm just going to do like one whole row, and that's about it. I have to put The Maid of Ballymagul by Jennifer Dybel on there as well. It's a Cinderella retelling, historical romance, and the main character, Michael. I still remember his name. Am I right? I'm pretty sure it's Michael. Yes, Michael. I still remember his name, and just, his character is like one of my favorite heroes in the book. So yeah, that's going on the shelf too. Ooh, that's a big pile of books there. I hope they can all fit on one shelf. Okay. Anyways, this is better though. You can see this shelf a lot better. Okay, so this book, I have a feeling all of Amanda Barrett's are going to be on my favorite shelf, but this one, The Warsaw Sisters by Amanda Barrett, needs to be on here if you love World War II fiction. This should be at the top of your list. So good. So that is going on the favorites. Ooh, we're getting quite high. I don't think anything else is. Sorry, Becky Wade. Unfortunately, your books are good, but they're not at the top of my list. Oops, I'm attaching myself to leaves here. Okay, so I can put these back here. Yes, we're not alphabetical. I do apologize for that. We're just trying to get favorites. Okay, we'll work on alphabetizing later. Dear Henry, Love Edith by Becca Kinzer. I mean, if I did not put this on my favorites list, people will start yelling at me. I think I'm going to start making a pile here too, just because we're running out of room. Okay, so Until Leaves Fall in Paris by Sarah Sundin. This still remains, to this day, I think my favorite Sarah Sundin book. So I really, really need to just put this on the list. Dangerous Beauty by Melissa Coastland. 100%. Absolutely love this book. The Emissary series by Angela Hunt. Probably my favorite biblical series to date. I just love it so much. I can't wait for book 3. I should put my favorite Jamie Jo Wright book, which is The Vanishing at Castle Moreau. It's my favorite so far. It has like a Phantom of the Opera feel meets Frankenstein feel. It's just so good. It's so good. And I don't know if I want to put both of these books on the favorites shelf, but I love In Search of a Prince and To Win a Prince. Both of them are excellent. I think I will put them both. Even though In Search of a Prince is definitely like the top out of these two, I still feel like both of them should be on my list. So these are the Timeless series by Gabrielle Meyer. Books are dropping back there. All of them are going on my favorite shelf. Yeah, there's no way that these will be ever not on the favorite shelf. And I think I'm only going to put In Search of a Prince because, like, yeah, we're running out of room here. And like this is starting to be chaotic. Like there's this, and I don't think all of them are going to fit. So we really have to narrow down the choices here. Okay, so next. This one definitely. Unspoken by Angela Hunt. Oh my goodness, this broke my heart. And I still get mad at this book, but like I also still love it because it's gorillas. I love gorillas, and so I'm like, yeah, definitely going on the favorite shelf. We're gonna need another pile, aren't we? Oh no. Okay, this one is like, I don't talk about this book enough. Oh my goodness, I love this book so much. And that is Boo by Renee Gutteridge. Even the audiobook is fantastic. The author or the narrator does such a good job. And this one, like, the cover fools you, I would say, because it's not a scary book. It's funny and lighthearted, and it's a new salvation story. The main character is a horror author who becomes a Christian and doesn't want to write horror anymore. But the town still wants him to write those books. So it's hilarious, it's funny, it's lighthearted, there's a little bit of romance in it. It's one of my favorite books of all time. So if I do not put that on the list, something's wrong with me. I do not have all the books in this series. I wish I did. I did at one point have them, but unfortunately they got damaged, which was really sad. But the author actually sent me copies of her books because unfortunately mine got damaged. And I wasn't going to ask. Like, I asked her for book plates so I could put them in her books when I purchased them. But she ended up sending me the copies that she had. It's not the entire series. It's book 1, 3, and 5. But I have reread this series, I think, 3 times. And I need to do it again. It's The Rocky Mountain Legacy by Kristen Heitzman. And it's so good. It's one of my favorites. So obviously that has to go on the favorite shelf. And I'm running out of room. And I have to really dust my shelf because I'm getting sneezy here. Oh, okay. We'll put those there for now. The Sisters of Seaview by Julie Clausen. This is another one that like I absolutely fell in love with, about 4 sisters who inherit their father's in like house, and they want to sell it, but then they decide to make an inn out of it. And I just really love this story, and it's definitely like at the top of the list there. And I think the last book on this bookshelf that I'm going to put on is The Lost Melody by Melody Carlson. It went well with Melody, didn't it? The Lost Melody by Joanna Davidson Politano. This was my first experience with the author, and just wow. No other explanation. It's so good. I'm back. And I'm sweaty and disgusting. So yeah, that's how honest I am on this channel. Okay, anyways, I forgot immediately that this entire bookshelf on the left side of me was completely dusted. Dust free. I cleaned it. Then I forgot it was hot that day and I only did that one shelf. So this entire bookshelf was not dusted. So I got this shelf done and the one up there. So I still need to do the 3. We're going to get there. But I thought I actually got all of my favorites off of here. I think we're good. But I have a feeling it's going to be 2 shelves of favorites. So, but I did find a couple others that I wanted to mention before I organize that shelf up there. So we have, here we go. Okay. We have Everything Is Just Beginning by Erin Bartels. Very, very different story, but I loved it so much when I read it. So that one's definitely going to be on the favorite shelf. Trying to figure out where to put these now. The Mistletoe Countess by Pepper Basham and The Cairo Curse by Pepper Basham. I have not read the 3rd book, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be on here. This one was technically only 4 stars, but as far as like the entire series goes, it's been like an absolute favorite. So we got to keep that on the favorite shelf and together. Then I have the Skimar series, which actually did show you Loyally Luke, but we're going to put Authentically Izzy and Positively Penelope on that list because all these books by Pepper Basham are so good. And I found my other book by Cindy K. Sproul's. This is Where It Ends. These characters just, trust me, if you really like deep, well thought out, incredible characters, check out Cindy K. Sproul's. I love her so much. And there's the phone ringing, so I'm not going to answer it. Okay, and then I have If the Boot Fits by Karen Whitmire. And I also have Head in the Clouds by Karen Whitmire too. It's up there somewhere, but it's going to be on the favorite shelf too. And then we have A Place to Hang the Moon by Kate Albus. Had to put this one on here. I love this middle grade so much. So both of those are going to be on there. Now I'm going to organize that shelf and put them all organized And then we'll see where we're at after that, because I know I have more on these shelves too that are favorites. So we will get there. We will get there. We're almost done. And I forgot. Oh no. I totally forgot. I think I have a couple favorites on my cart actually that have already been read, and I totally forgot. We're gonna have to do that too. Oh no. So I found a few more books to put on the favorite shelf. The Royal Wedding series by Rachel Hauck. These ones have to go on there. And I actually haven't read the Christmas one yet. I know, like, I've had it forever. But this entire series has been like one of my favorites since high school, and it needs to be on there. Waitress by Nadine Brendez. I mean, come on. Have you seen my tabs? This is like, it's going on the front of the favorite shelf. One Night Enchanted by Claire Delacroix. This was actually one of my favorites growing up. I reread it like twice, but I actually don't remember what it was about. I'm going to put it on the favorite shelf for now, and I'm going to reread it hopefully by the end of this year. Then I have To Catch a Coronet by Grace Hitchcock. She immediately became a favorite after that book. The Crimson Cord by Jill Eileen Smith. I love this Rahab biblical fiction. It's so good. And then Love Overboard by Shannon Sue Dunlap. It's so good. I love this book so much. So all those four are going on the favorite shelf. Okay, so we are very, very close to being completely done. I dusted that entire bookshelf and I am now ready to pass out. I'm so tired and it's so hot up here, but I can't film up here. And like putting a fan while you're dusting, just, yeah, my allergies would be all over the place. Anyways, I found a couple more books to add to the favorite shelf. We have Restart by Gordon Corman, one of my favorite middle grades ever. I've only found one book that I did not like by him, so far he's on a roll for me. Then we have Pearl in the Sand by Tessa Afshar, my favorite of hers. Again, another very tabbed book that we buddy read together on this channel. And then the last one is State of Lies by Siri Mitchell, which is my favorite suspense book probably ever. I love it so much. So those three are going on the pile. Now, we are kind of chaotic up here. Like, I have an extra pile here that doesn't really have a place to be, but that really can't be helped because we're kind of running out of space here. So yes, and I have a couple other books actually that I'm going to share with you. So unfortunately, it's probably going to be double shelved somewhere. I'm thinking maybe down here instead, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, now we have a couple. I have Book Love, which is my favorite, by Debbie Tung. This is a graphic novel book on book lovers' problems and issues and stuff, and it's just hilarious, and this is my favorite. And it actually goes on a little stand right here. So yeah, some of the favorites end up, and yeah, you probably can't see a lot of the favorites back there, but I know my favorites are on these shelves, which is good. Then we have Offsides by Laurie Z. Scott, which I don't know if it's an absolute favorite, but honestly, it's just so good. I loved it. I personally did, you know, for a sports book, like, I really liked it. And so I'm going to put it, I don't know where I'm going to put this right now. We'll see. Maybe here for now until I figure out a better place for it to be. But this shelf over here is now like very organized and very nice, I feel like. This one, it's a little top heavy right now because I don't usually like to put that many books on the top shelf. So I might switch stuff around a little bit for that. And Pooh's kind of hiding in the corner here, but he's there. Okay, now there's a couple other books that I need to put on the favorite shelf, which is on my book cart. I totally forgot about the book cart. The Star Wars series by A.C. Crispin, Han Solo series, one of my absolute favorites, and that has to go on the favorite shelf. Then we have Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. This is actually one of my favorite suspense thriller, domestic thriller books, or psychological thrillers. I really love this book. So it's definitely going on the favorite shelf. And this is probably my favorite of hers, only because I feel like the more books she writes, the more bad language she puts in her books. So yeah, this one, I don't even think there's maybe one swear word in the entire book. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So this is going on the favorite shelf. I think we're close to being done because I might actually have to make a third favorite shelf. So we're going to have to do some reorganizing again. Oh no. The Princess Tales by Gail Carson Levine. I loved these growing up and actually need to buy another copy of the first volume because I don't have it anymore. But I have the second copy and or second volume, and it's really good. I'm also dusting my books while I'm talking because they were dusty on the cart, so I had to do that too. But this is another one that's going on the favorite shelf, and I think there's one more on my cart. Don't quote me, but I think there's one more. So the last book that I'm putting on my favorite shelf is The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abidare. I love this book so much. I don't know, the character of, just the characters, and I love this book so much. And this is a debut, isn't it? Yeah. And there's a sequel coming out. I'm so excited. So I have the hardcover edition. I love this cover. It's one of my favorites. So I need to put it on the favorite shelf. So that is the last one. So I'll do a quick overview once I organize everything to where I want it to be. So stay tuned for that. So I wanted to make sure I shared my bookshelves up here because I forgot. So these are a few of my other favorite books. The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Mayer minus Fairest. I don't really recommend that book. And then I have Monster. Let me move this out of the way if I can. I have Monster by Katie Van Dorn, which is an adorable graphic novel. And then I have Steve and Me by Terry Irwin, which is an amazing book and has to go in the favorites, but I kind of put it up here, I guess. So there's that. And then my last favorites are on this shelf, my entire Princess Bride collection, which is every Princess Bride that I own. Yes, I love that. I don't even think I've done a video on all the different editions I own, but I might do that in the near future. And then these two aren't really necessarily favorites, but this one is When Stars Are Scattered by Victoria Jamieson and Omar Mohammed, which is another actually nonfiction graphic novel. Okay, I think I'm all organized. I think that's gonna need to be moved over here maybe? I don't know, what do you guys think? Maybe over here? It's not gonna be seen very well, but there we go. Okay, so I did have to end up putting a couple of my favorites right here, only because there was no room, but I figured, you know, just putting them here. And yes, there is no Melanie Dickerson on my favorite shelves because I don't actually own my favorites of hers. They're all great, but I don't own my favorites. So this shelf and this shelf are all, there we go, that's better. Okay, so the top two shelves are all my favorites now. They're all organized. I don't think I added anything to it. I really didn't find a place for the Star Wars trilogy, so that's going to be like on film all the time, which is fine. I mean, I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan or anything, but like I do love the series, so yes. I did end up, I still don't know if I want Wishlist there, only because you can't see the books behind it. I also changed my shirt. I'm sorry, but it was so hot. Like, I'm like, why did I wear a long sleeve while dusting? I have no idea. And my nose is killing me right now. So, yeah. Okay. But let me know where you think Wishlist should go. Because Wishlist is, like, one of my favorite books. But, like, it's also hiding, like, my Pepper Basham and Misu Andrews section. So, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it down here. Oh, that's better. Yeah, it's still hiding some books back there, but I think I like it there. I don't think I like anything up on that shelf. I think it's better the way it is. Okay. Okay. And I was going to dust my book carts. There is no way I would ever get that done. Okay, so that is the end of the video. I'm exhausted, and my hair keeps getting stuck to my necklace, which is painful. But I'm done. It was a hot mess. My hair is losing its curl since I started doing all this. But I got it all done. Thankfully, it's done. It's over with. I don't have to do anything else today other than maybe film a little bit more, but I'm very thankful that I got that done. My shelves look much better than they did. It's more organized, and I think I know where everything is. It's not alphabetized again, but we will fix that at some point. We will fix that. Just not today. Just not today. At least it's organized to where I like it, and now I know, which is great, because if I ever do any tags that talk about favorite books and stuff, I know where they are now, so I don't have to go hunting for them. All right, so I hope you all have a wonderful day. Let me know if any of those books that you saw on my favorite list intrigued you, or if you've read them, let me know. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video.